In the event that we wipe out the lines, the most hypnotizing star I acknowledge is the star that could be astonishing in our sky. It is this one, Betelgeuse or Scarab Crush, a red supergiant star. If you put it where the Sun is, it would extend to the orbit of Jupiter. It's enormous, entirely flighty, and going to detonate. It's not as clear as it seems in the universe. These giant events, like the most absurdly dreaded enormous starbursts, could shake everything we see. Moreover, try not to see its center. In any case, Betelgeuse has been viewed as a sign, a red giant star that is ordinarily more significant than our Sun. Brian Cox and other space experts figure it could go supernova, which has made people alarmed about what will happen next. The James Webb Space Telescope is taking stunning photos of the star, raising the question of when Betelgeuse will become a supernova and how titanic an impact it will have on Earth. Let's figure out the star in the grand body of Orion that shines so brightly that even people from a long while ago have noticed it. The wonderful star Betelgeuse is located on the eastern shoulder of the constellation Orion. It is the second largest star in the constellation, and its name comes from this element, the beast's shoulder. It is possibly one of the most brilliant stars in the night sky. On top of being remarkably brilliant, the star is also an odd shade of red, which, as we will see, suggests trouble. We've had some tremendous experience with Betelgeuse for a long time. A Greek examiner named TMY also focused on it around that time. The primary thing people recognized about stars was their variety, and TMY said that it was to alarm minimal creature juice orange in color. Researchers have been concentrating on the star much more intently lately, and now they have a brilliant idea of what makes it so curiously bright. One of these characteristics is that the star changes brilliance a lot, with an evident size of 0.6. Betelgeuse is a variable star, which means that its brightness changes over time. Recently, specialists have discovered some new data about the star. In 2019, investigators initially saw that Betelgeuse was acting peculiarly. Despite the fact that Betelgeuse didn't thoroughly stop sparkling, it wasn't the same. It had become substantially less bright, shining at a degree of around 1.6. Experts rapidly began to investigate why they were seeing the 10th most brilliant star above in such a whimsical way. Investigators needed to offer an astonishing explanation based on their research, which revealed bizarre signs from the star. According to their discoveries, Betelgeuse could go supernova at any second. Brian Cox, an eminent researcher, shared this remarkably perilous explanation. As a prominent professor of particle physics at the University of Manchester School of Physics and Cosmology, you shouldn't take his perspective as a joke. He also has a science show, writes popular science books, and is the Royal Society Professor for Public Engagement with Science. Brian Cox says that Betelgeuse seems to be a ticking delayed bomb since it could go off without advance notice. To deteriorate the situation, the James Webb Space Telescope has shown an epic amount of proof to back up this explanation. In any case, what unconventional signs has Betelgeuse given that have caused so much trouble in space science? With the new data about Betelgeuse, the star has been named a supernova candidate. Although researchers are still uncertain when it will detonate, the fact that terrifying Betelgeuse is almost twice the mass of the Sun is one explanation for this categorization. A star, as they say, should be several times the mass of the Sun to be known as a supernova. Things get really interesting, however, because examiners have utilized various tools to investigate Betelgeuse. For instance, the James Webb Space Telescope and the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory have been used to see what's going on in space around Betelgeuse. What they found is still a mystery. It was born on August 31st, a really long time ago. Around that time, the star Betelgeuse obviously offered strange hints that made its future unclear. What did they find? Well, they could get curious light waves coming from the star or over Betelgeuse, which is extremely curious. However, it wasn't the only thing specialists saw from the star. This takes us back to the possibility that Betelgeuse is a star whose brightness changes from time to time. It was said that terrifying Betelgeuse darkened down at regular intervals and had dark spots, similar to our Sun today. However, the conditions are different. It changes from bright to dim twice as quickly as it used to, which is another surprising sign that Betelgeuse is back. Researchers tracked down that the star's dimming cycle had hit a band of splendor of plus 1.61 in February 2021. This was not long after the enormous darkening event. Review how the star appeared to dim in a strange way in 2019. That's because it's usually known as the Great Dimming. We could see that the Great Dimming was the beginning of Betelgeuse's abnormal behavior, which made many people worry that Betelgeuse was going to detonate. The range of dimming was 1.2 between 2019 and 2020, and the most reduced level of dimming ever recorded was in 2019. So specialists were sure that dreadful Betelgeuse would go supernova in the next 100,000 years because of the outstanding dimming. There is a segment happening in the universe, so this is really startling. Researchers rapidly adjusted their viewpoints. However, when they saw what occurred next, Betelgeuse got brighter again after the unimaginable darkening, and it changed into something considerably more striking. Astrophysicist Andrea Dupree at the Harvard-Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics says that the star is now 150% more brilliant than normal, making it the seventh brightest star above. Researchers were terrified when they saw a red glow in the southern part of the sky. Today, it still gets more interesting because this has led to various considerations about what caused the Great Dimming. First, it's important to note that not all stars have the red glow of Betelgeuse. The red glow of Betelgeuse means that it's a red supergiant star, which is the last stage of a star's life and death. The red glow, on the other hand, is caused by a surface temperature of around 3,500 Kelvin, which is much cooler than the outer layer of the Sun, which is 5,500 Kelvin. Since Betelgeuse is cooler than our Sun, it radiates less energy per unit of surface area, despite the fact that it is more significant and will detonate now. We ought to examine what the extraordinary darkening looked like. Brian Cox asks, does it really mean that Betelgeuse will go supernova? In reality, the fact that Betelgeuse is a red supergiant already illustrates that it is nearly finished with its life as a star. A star that is dying will also frequently faint over time, which is something that researchers pick up. However, Betelgeuse's new astonishing behavior has made specialists much more focused. Moreover, many telescopes are now focusing on the extraordinary darkening. Still, things get even more intriguing since specialists don't have a profound understanding of Betelgeuse. Researchers are now using the most cutting-edge devices to watch out for the captivating things occurring around Betelgeuse. The James Webb Space Telescope has been one of the best tools researchers have used so far. Since 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope has been in space and has helped researchers gain a lot of valuable information about Betelgeuse. The new photos of Betelgeuse's remarkable darkening, taken by this telescope, have shown that the event caused a huge mass ejection. Based on new analysis, we now know that this mass launch was around 400 billion times greater than a typical coronal mass ejection. The James Webb Space Telescope can also look at things that our eyes can't see, like light waves and frequencies. Subsequently, researchers are excited about what the telescope will find. Researchers have seen dust clouds forming on the star's surface that seem to resemble leaves in space. That doesn't seem to make sense, but in spite of the fact that Betelgeuse will die, researchers are still looking out for it since they don't know when it will go supernova. Researchers believe that Betelgeuse is ordinarily more significant than the Sun and that the brilliant red star will shine for the next 10 years. However, if we check the many peculiar things happening with the star, it's difficult to say if this statement will still be true after the extraordinary dimming. So specialists don't think Betelgeuse will detonate anytime soon. If Betelgeuse explodes, it will be the first supernova we witnessed for ourselves, since Johannes Kepler did in 1604. Specialists also don't believe that this should happen soon, because they are still paying attention to the star's unusual behavior. Notwithstanding the fact that Betelgeuse will make scientists certain, when precisely it will occur remains a secret. If we separate the universe without bias, quite possibly one of the most captivating stars, and perhaps the most astonishing in our sky, is Betelgeuse. Frequently referred to as Betelgeuse, this red monster star, whenever set where the Sun is, would extend to Jupiter's orbit. This incredibly huge, unsteady star is on the edge of an impact. The universe doesn't work in such direct terms. Bizarre cosmic events like supernova events have the potential to completely disrupt our viewpoint, a thought that may likely happen. However, while the possibility of Betelgeuse's impact could still be far away, what's most engaging is to consider what could come next. It's less about whether Betelgeuse will reach its end, It's more about when Betelgeuse, the red supergiant star located in the constellation Orion, continues to fascinate astronomers due to its unusual behavior and potential to explode as a supernova. The star, known for its brilliant but erratic brightness, has been the subject of intense study over the past few years. Despite its status as one of the brightest stars in the night sky, its massive size, unpredictability, and proximity to a supernova event have left scientists in suspense about its future. One of the most intriguing aspects of Betelgeuse is the fact that it is nearing the end of its life cycle. Stars like Betelgeuse, which are significantly more massive than our Sun, eventually exhaust their nuclear fuel. As a result, they enter the red supergiant phase, where their outer layers expand dramatically, cooling and turning red. This is precisely what we observe with Betelgeuse, whose size alone is enough to dwarf our Sun, with a radius around 700 times greater. It is a star in its final stages, and its fate is nearly sealed. It will eventually collapse under its own gravity and explode in a spectacular supernova. While Betelgeuse's impending supernova event could be millions of years away, recent changes in its behavior have raised questions about when this might happen. Its erratic dimming cycles, especially the Great Dimming event in 2019, left many wondering if it was a sign that the star's death was imminent. During the Great Dimming, Betelgeuse's brightness decreased significantly for a time, making it one of the most dramatic examples of a star undergoing this phenomenon. This event sparked fears among astronomers that the star might be preparing for a final explosion. Some scientists believe that the dimming could have been caused by the star shedding a large amount of dust, which temporarily obscured its light. This could be a natural part of the red supergiant's evolution, as it expels material into space in the final stages of its life. However, the speed and scale of the dimming have left many puzzled. It is unclear whether Betelgeuse's behavior is merely part of a natural cycle, or whether it is an indication of a more sudden change that could signal its transition to a supernova. Adding to the intrigue is the fact that Betelgeuse's outer layers are extremely unstable. Its size and mass contribute to its high luminosity, but also to its volatility. As the star burns through its fuel, its core contracts and its outer layers expand and cool. This fluctuation in brightness, combined with periodic outbursts of energy, makes Betelgeuse an exciting but unpredictable target for study. Scientists are keen to understand the specific processes that could trigger a supernova, and Betelgeuse offers a rare opportunity to observe such a phenomenon up close, thanks to its relative proximity to Earth. In addition to studying the dimming and fluctuations in brightness, astronomers have also been using advanced technologies to examine the star's surrounding environment. The James Webb Space Telescope, which is currently in operation, has provided valuable insights into the star's behavior. The telescope has captured detailed images of the materials surrounding Betelgeuse, including dust clouds and other features that may offer clues about the star's future. This level of observation is unprecedented, as it allows scientists to study the composition of the outer layers of the star and track any changes in real time. Another significant tool used to study Betelgeuse is the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, LIGO, which has been able to detect gravitational waves. These ripples in spacetime are caused by extremely violent events, such as the explosion of a star in a supernova. While Betelgeuse has not yet shown signs of emitting gravitational waves, scientists continue to monitor it closely for any signs that could suggest an impending supernova. The future of Betelgeuse remains uncertain, and while it is difficult to predict the exact timing of its supernova, scientists are confident that the star will eventually explode. When it does, it will be a spectacular event, visible from Earth, and one that could have profound implications for our understanding of the universe. The explosion of a nearby supernova could send shockwaves through the surrounding space, possibly affecting nearby star systems and even influencing the formation of new stars. For now, researchers are eagerly observing Betelgeuse, collecting as much data as possible before it reaches the critical point in its life cycle. As technology continues to advance, astronomers will have even more tools at their disposal to unravel the mysteries of this extraordinary star. While the precise moment of its demise may still be far off, the fascination with Betelgeuse's eventual supernova is only growing, as it represents both the end of a star's life and the beginning of a new chapter in the cosmic cycle. As scientists continue to observe Betelgeuse, one of the most compelling aspects of its behavior is its unpredictability. While the star's eventual demise as a supernova is inevitable, the timing remains a mystery. Some astronomers have speculated that the unusual dimming and brightening cycles could be a precursor to the end, with the star's internal processes becoming more unstable as it exhausts its nuclear fuel. These changes could be a sign that Betelgeuse is preparing for the final stages of its life, but no one can say for sure how much time remains. The study of Betelgeuse also serves as an important reminder of the dynamic and ever-changing nature of the cosmos. It highlights how stars, which are typically stable over long periods, can undergo rapid and dramatic transformations as they approach their final stages. Understanding these processes not only deepens our knowledge of stellar evolution, but also provides insight into the future of other stars in our galaxy. Ultimately, Betelgeuse's fate will offer valuable lessons on the life cycle of massive stars and their impact on the universe, shedding light on phenomena like supernovae and their role in the creation of new elements and cosmic structures.